Hello and welcome. This is the final episode of the little series where we are actually gonna see how to recreate the character that we have built as a 3D little object and exported previously. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna type ObjectToSchematic and we're gonna search for this page right here, right? And as you see, this is pretty much just an online page where you can open this editor and start editing right away. But I personally don't like the editor. I just like the older version, which I feel like still gives you a little bit more play, which is the legacy. So I'm gonna change here, instead of editor, I'm gonna write legacy. I'm gonna be working with this editor. So once we're in the legacy or editor, I don't really care, it's pretty much the same dynamic. What you're gonna do is you're gonna upload your GLB, you're gonna open it and you're going to click load mesh. This is gonna load the object or the 3D model that you've made in Blender. If you're wondering why it's so weird and looks so boxy in a way, it's because of how this actual 3D object is made. I'm not gonna get into the depths of how to use this website or this editor, but the basic things that you do need to know is that you need to load the mesh and you need to make sure that the textures are in place. If you, for some reason, are missing textures, you're gonna see random colors which fill in the textures that are missing. So what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna make sure that the texture is a texture image, and then you're gonna upload the image that you need for that certain texture. For example, here's the body. So if you go over to the folder that you downloaded originally with the 3D model, you're probably gonna have something that says textures along with your Blender project or your GLTF, whatever it is. So you're gonna open this textures folder, and here you're gonna have every texture that is being used. So you can replace it accordingly if something's missing. Click update materials so everything updates properly, and then we're gonna move over to the size. Make sure that the size is as big and as detailed as you would like it to be. The bigger the size, the more detail that you get, and the smaller the size, the less detail that you get. So I will leave it around 200, and then I'm gonna click Voxelise Mesh, which in terms what it does is it turns your 3D object into cubes, which are called voxels. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's voxelize the mesh so you guys understand what I'm talking about. Little tip though, your height is also your size, so meaning this statue is going to be 200 blocks tall, so keep that in mind with height limits. But now we have cubes, which are known as voxels, which need to be reassigned as Minecraft blocks. So we have a palette to do precisely just that, and we can either import or export a palette. Choose precisely what you want in this list and then export it. You're gonna get a download, which is a text. Sometimes, for some reason, there are problems, and if you edit the text with the palette that you want, it doesn't properly work. You can try it out. It has caused issues for me, so I just generally like to uncheck and download that I want to use for other models, right? Moreover, you can also adjust certain values here to change certain aspects of how it's gonna turn this into blocks, or as it says here, assign blocks. What I feel like it's important to know is that the dithering magnitude, which is basically the ability to visually create new colors out of colors that you don't really own. Like say you want to create a turquoise, but you don't really have a turquoise block, so you just kind of fit different blocks next to another to create that turquoise effect. So you would put green and blue next to another so that it gives the visual appearance that it is turquoise, to put it simply. Then the color accuracy, I like to bump it around 7 or 8. And for the rest, I just leave it as is, and then I assign blocks. This would pretty much be your finished Minecraft structure. So all you have to do is choose the format in which you want to download it and hit export. We're using Litomatica, so I'm just gonna export it as a Litomatica file right here. Now it is important, we take this file, we press Windows R, type %appdata%, hit OK, go over to Minecraft, go down to Schematics, and then we take this schematic and we drop it in this folder. As simple as that. And now before you load in, make sure that you're using your fabric loader profile, otherwise it's not going to work because you need to run Litomatica. If you don't have Litomatica, go check the video that I made about it. But for now, we're just gonna jump and play. From here, we're gonna go to single player and create a new world, right? We're gonna name this world cool Pokemon over here, I guess. Whatever you want, be it so. Then we are gonna change this to creative, the difficulty to peaceful, and the world type to super flat. And then we're gonna create new world. So now that we're in the world, we're gonna press M. We're gonna load schematics. And with that, we're gonna click the one schematic that we probably have if you're doing this for the first time and load it. Sliding in a bit, I'm gonna go to a place where it doesn't actually interfere with the village, and I'm gonna grab a stick. As you see, if you press M, the tool mode is schematic placement, so if you take a stick and press right click, it should place it wherever you clicked. And if you wanted to do this in a server where you cannot just paste something, usually it would count as cheating, you could press M plus V and this would open the schematic verifier, so to say, and you would have to click on start verification and you would have to reopen it again to get all the list of blocks that are used for this specific statue with the palette that you picked and that you gave. If you don't want to do that, if you don't want to place it, and if you're not in a server and you just want it to be pasted into the world straight away because you're in creative, and why shouldn't you? You could just press M and change the tool mode from schematic placement to paste schematic on world. And then you want to go to the configuration menu and you need to set a hotkey for execute operation, which is here. As it says, execute a currently selected tool operation with a current selection or placement in the field, replace, paste schematic, etc. modes. So for me, this is binded to J. Probably yours is not even binded, so bind that and then press your key of preference, and this is just going to paste the statue or the 3D object that we have been working on. From here onward, if you actually want to see your statue and how it looks, you're gonna press M and you're gonna go to the load schematics and unload this thing so that it looks nicer to the eye. And even better, you could just load in this map or this world with shaders, which I am going to do just for the sake of it. I'm not really gonna get into how you get your shaders running, but pretty much you use Optifine, Forge, whatever it is that you're using. Load the game with that profile and download some shaders. And after you load the game in the profile that is required for shaders, you basically just go to options, video settings, and shaders. Pretty much use the shaders that you want to use. And this is pretty much how it looks. I would mainly recommend to deactivate everything that is glowstone and ores unless you do want to give it that final touch, and that can look pretty cool for some statues, not so cool for others. And furthermore, if you do want to add some detail, the main reason why I use legacy and not the editor is precisely because of that, because you can resize it and adjust some more dithering and some more options that you don't really get to adjust in the web editor. Also, a little reminder, if you do want this model, you can find it in my coffee shop, and all other links are down below. Otherwise, as to monetizing, like I said, I use Coffee. I'm a Coffee fan because it's pretty easy to set up. It doesn't really require anything much, and it's nice. It's nice, although it's not that well known. Otherwise, you can always use Fiverr and advertise yourself through TikTok, which I find the easiest way to actually advertise yourself in any given social platform. But as always, thanks for tuning in and have a good day. If you're really invested, I recommend you to check my description for the BlockBlender Addon, which is paid.